Alien's Guide to Being an Earthling, a podcast with me, Dr. Khushbu Shah, a consciousness based guide to creating the life and living you know should be possible with, for, and on planet Earth. Welcome, everybody, to episode number 8 with me, Dr. Khushbu Shah, on Alien's Guide to Being an Earthling. And today I have a very special guest that I've known for years now, Alison Cox. I basically she's so to give a little bit of introduction from my side is I obviously know her through Access Consciousness for years, but she's like the most happy horsenoid. Like she's more like a horse than a person, more like an alien than like a person. So which is why I know her for years. Anyway, and she's obviously a certified Access certified facilitator. She's a Talk to the Entities facilitator. She's a Talk to the Animals facilitator, a conscious horse, conscious rider facilitator. And she's great with horses, and especially that class, along with all the other things. And she's by far one of the most difficult jobs I think in Access, which is she's also an Access Oracle, which is like live transcribing of classes, which is not easy, believe me. Anyway, so this is like the quick introduction. As usual, everybody that I've spoken to does multiple things.
Really?
The alien. So thank you for being here, Alison.
Thank you, Khushbu. I'm so happy to be here. What better podcast to be on ever in the whole universe?
Alien's Guide to Being an Earthling. So, all right. So this is where I begin with. Like, I know you through Access, but tell me a little bit about how were you while you were growing up? Did you fit in at all? Did you try to fit in? How were you? Give us a little insight into your world.
I have no idea. Yeah, no, I don't think I fit in. But I also kind of, well, I was always very worried about fitting in. I was like, what do we do? Always trying to make everybody happy and wondering, kind of wondering where I belonged. Like I had a crew of friends that I hung out with, but also I hated the idea of being with one group. So I was always like looking around for other people. So it wasn't so much that I was worried about fitting in, I guess.
Yeah.
I was worried about not being friends with everyone.
She was worried about not being friends with everybody. But yeah, I still get it. You don't fit into one group. You're like part of all different groups. Uh,
Yeah.
and based on what, like for me, based on the activity they did, oh, I'm gonna hang out with you because you're gonna play basketball today. So cool. Yes. So all right. So what led you? So growing up in America, growing up in a certain sort of headspace, uh,
The Midwest.
the Midwest. Tell me a little bit about that.
Not good for aliens. No, just kidding. uh, it was actually great. For me, I had a really great family. We didn't have a lot. So the old-fashioned Midwest story, we didn't have a lot of money, but we didn't have no money. We lived in a suburb, and there in the part of Michigan that I grew up in, there was still a lot of forest. And then we also had family up north in a cottage where there was all forest and a lake and all kinds of stuff. And I think what I loved the most was, even if whatever was going on, my parents both worked a lot. So we kind of had to, I think I had to kind of take care of myself and my brother and brothers sometimes. There was lots of brothers, like 7 brothers, all different places. But going out into the forest or the lakes, or I think I had like at least 300 frogs over my lifetime and at least 12 hamsters and all these fish and dogs, and I found snakes sometimes. And so animals really were a fun part of that area of my
Mhm.
area of Midwest. And otherwise, I don't think I paid too much attention to I know that a lot of the structure of the Midwest slipped in because being nice and wanting everyone to like you is a big thing there. You don't want to stand out too far from the crowd. There's my dog.
Sorry. Yeah, exactly. Your dog is. Are you yes, sorry. Yes, listening. Thank you, dog. Ah,
Yeah. And you know, being aware, I didn't know that I was super aware. I was aware. I was
yeah,
like a nervous wreck actually most of the time because I
yeah,
had a lot of anxiety that I didn't really show anyone. On the outside, I looked really happy. And you know, when I finally found Access Consciousness and talked to the entities, you
yeah,
know, I found out that, oh my gosh, I actually am just aware of, you know, energies and entities and all these things. And that really dissipated it. But
yeah,
before, when I was in Michigan, you know, growing up, it was like, oh, is there a ghost in the bathroom with me? Is something under my bed? Is
yeah,
something outside the window? So
yeah.
just the whole, I don't even know if that helped answer the question, but growing up was normal and insane and awesome and scary.
Yeah, no, it completely makes sense. So, what made you look out for, something like Access? Were you doing other things? What is it that you were looking for?
Uh, yeah, I was looking for something, that's for sure. I kind of got to a point where I didn't know what to do because I definitely, well, in my head, I couldn't really do a normal job. I made myself really wrong. Like, you know, I did go to college
Yeah.
somehow and graduated and all these things, but I just loved, like, I bartended throughout. And you know, I didn't know what I wanted to graduate with, so I became a Spanish major, which I loved, but I didn't really like anything else. And so it was kind of like time to get a job. I'm like,
Yeah.
maybe I'll just be a bartender for the rest of my life. That's weird. And I'm like, I just don't think I'm smart enough or good enough to get a desk job. Like, I don't think I'm cut out for this world. I'm gonna fail. So
Yeah.
before I worry about that, what else can I do? So I ended up, I'm like, what can I do? I like traveling. I like meeting people, and I
Yeah.
forget what other my oh basically I just like traveling.
Yeah.
Um, so through my anxiety, I like made myself go volunteer in Honduras and live there for a while. And then I, from there, met people and they said, like, go teach English in Korea. I'm like, awesome. So I went and taught English in Korea. And, you know, the anxiety level was like, oh, I can't do
Yeah.
that. But I'm like, I just made myself anyway. And it was so fun. And then you know, took the money that I made in Korea and traveled Southeast Asia and India for a whole year, like I think on $10,000 or $12,000. Like it was awesome. You can travel
Yeah.
on $10,000.
Well,
Um,
depends on how you want to travel, but you can travel.
for $2 a night, for $7 a day budget, you can travel the world. um, and so after that, you know, I ran out of my $10,000 ran out. So it was time to fly home. And I was flying home and I was thinking, oh my gosh. I was like, I can't remember. I mean, I can't, please don't forget. I told myself, don't forget to come back here. Also, I went home, started going to massage school. I think I took out a loan.
Why
And
massage school? Like, do you know why, or did it just, yeah.
yeah, I was like, oh, I was flying home and I was like, okay, what can I do? What are the basics that I want here? I'm like, travel and make money. But I don't want to have to come home to work to make money for this traveling. So what can I do? What do I know how to do? I'm like, I like using my hands. I took some like Tibetan massage things. I started getting really
Yeah.
interested in the body. I'm like, let's do that. So there was no big reason. It was just like travel, money. What can I do? What
I
do
can
I
do
have
things with my hands.
with my hands? I'm too stupid to do anything else.
Wow, so good.
So
Yeah.
did that and then got to Denver, went to massage school, and then graduated that. And so then I got to a cross point, and I was like, oh no, I have debt from school. I I was supposed to move to Australia. Like it was the last year I could move to Australia for some sort of grant that they do or
Okay.
something. um, with their visa, and I'm like, oh, move to Australia, stay here because
Yeah.
I have debt. I can't travel with debt in my head. That was my point of view. I can't
Yeah.
travel with credit card stuff. What if I get arrested for not paying it? How do I even pay it overseas? I'm too
Yeah.
stupid to do this. So
Yeah.
I remember asking basically the universe. I didn't know who I was asking, but I was like, okay, I just knew every time that I asked something like that, okay, what do I do? What can I do? I would like this and I would like this. And every single time I asked a question like that, oops, my alarm's going off. Hello. Every single time I would ask a question like that, an awareness would come in. And I was
Yeah.
like, all right, I'll try that. I had no idea until I got to access that, that is a superpower. So I asked another one of those questions. I'm like, eek, I don't know what to do. Am I supposed, like, in my head, I'm like, oh my God, I'm this age. I think I was like 30 or 31. I was about 31 years
Yeah.
old.
Because my invisible watch shows me my age.
Yeah. I was like, okay, am I I think I'm supposed to like get a job, like do this job, get a white picket fence, have a kid, have a house and a white picket fence. And I listed, I'm like, am I supposed to do this thing? Am I supposed to get married right now? What's going on?
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't think I have to do that. It doesn't feel quite right. So
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, what else can I do here? And that like within the next couple days, and I started like looking into, I really wanted to add an energy work thing to my massage practice because I just thought it was so cool. Go ahead.
But like again, why energy work? Like, had you had like stuff done on you, or what
Yeah,
was
I would
it?
say most of the stuff didn't work that well
Yeah.
that I had. But I was so enthralled with the idea that you could change your life or your body through energy. Like I loved witches. I loved witch movies. We like tried witch spells like in Tower or Laos or whatever, and just for fun.
Yeah.
And like ended up becoming Reiki level 1, but the
Yeah.
guy was really weird, but it was still fun. We're like, this guy's weird, but I want to know more about this. Like this energy stuff is cool. And meeting people along the road who were just into energy work. And I also had been really into like food, like how you can change your body through food,
Yeah.
not necessarily through
Medicine.
Western medicine. So, and I changed so many things with my body, especially like with my $2 a day budget through the not
Is
normal
there
way.
an example? Like, do you remember any something?
Um, just being like, I remembered, I don't want to get too graphic, but I would get sick sometimes and like
Yeah.
probably I should have gone to the hospital. But I remember like I was on a train in Thailand and I just like had this crazy thing going on with my throat and I was like dying and my friends are like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "Ugh," and I couldn't swallow
Yeah.
and basically I was just like, "All right, this has to change." Like change because I got to go to the next city and party, basically. So I was basically just like, change. And I swallowed and everything went, and I was like, and
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
I popped up. I'm like, I feel great. Like,
Yeah.
so then it was just more of like, nothing could stop me. And I started to be able to navigate the world through energy through a question or through like asking a question and then finding the herb or finding the doctor or like in Asia it's super easy to just walk into a pharmacy and just self-diagnose yourself. I'm like, okay, what does my body require? Can I have this? And you just get it over the counter. I'm like, this is so cool. So it was kind of like Asia, Southeast Asia, India, were this big training tool of I have no rules.
Yeah.
I can choose, I'd like to choose whatever I'd like. Back to America, that's kind of shrunk. And I just loved, when I was flying over, I was like, okay, don't forget to come back here. And I think what I was really saying to myself is don't forget to know that you have like absolute choice, like freedom
Yeah.
to choose. And it can be this much fun no matter where I go. So I was asking, the universe, that I didn't know I was asking the universe. What else is possible here? What's like, something's got to change. So the next couple days, one of my colleagues, she's like, "Have you ever tried the bars?" I was like, no, I
You
don't know.
mean like, sorry, where you have alcohol? Sorry, yeah,
I go to the
continue.
bars every day, lady. She's like, "Have you heard of Access Consciousness?" And I was like, "Nope. Come on, move along." She's like, "Well, we're having a bars class. It's this like 1 day class. Access Consciousness changed my life." I was like, "Great, cool."
Yeah. Well,
And she's like, "And you get to be an energy work practitioner. You don't have to," because I was like thinking about Reiki. I'm like, do I have to be like doing this for 30 years before anyone considers me good at it? Like, no, thank you.
yeah.
Um, she's like, "You basically will be an energy work practitioner in 1 day." I'm like, deal, boom, let's go. I'm a thing. Like, look, I do massage and I do energy.
Yeah.
I took that class and it completely changed
Yeah.
everything. I did not know what happened that day. I just knew that I wanted more of whatever this particular, all energy. It just helped me navigate more of what I was already asking for. And now I really have what I'm asking for. I
And can
get
I
to
ask you what year this was in? Like, how long back was this when you first got your bars done?
probably around that time, the 30, it was right around the 31 years old. So, let's see, I'm 44.
It's okay. I mean, like 2031. I was like, Alison, we haven't yet reached
I was like,
2031.
I would say it was probably 2012 or something.
Yeah, cool. I just
Yeah.
meant like 10, more than 10 years,
I
like a
can't do
decade,
math.
15
I'm an
years.
alien. I can't do math, okay?
No, I get it. 13 minus 12. I don't know anymore. Yeah. Yeah. Cool. So that was almost what? Another 12, 15 years. Sorry for that math, even I can't do it, but it's been a while since she
It's
first got
been
her
a while.
bars done. Yeah. Wow. Cool.
Yeah. And now, only 15 years. I am traveling the world and making
Yeah.
money and having fun and meeting people, but like on a way grander scale than $7 a day budget. And I added horses to the mix.
Yeah.
At one point I got so like everything was so good that it was kind of boring. I'm like, what else can I add? And I just asked a question and horses added, and that's been expanding in different ways, and animals and entities, and it's how does it get even better?
Yeah. So I think I'm just going to dive into this. But so where does consciousness come into all of this? And what is that for you?
Oh, well, so consciousness includes everything and judges nothing.
Yeah.
And I'd say this had to how, this kind of moved along through my life and now is being it's almost harder now that I'm so out, like creating back then was, even though it was uncomfortable, creating in a certain comfort zone for me and avoiding the things that weren't
Yeah.
going to be such, like too much for me, which it was so fun. I had a blast. And
Yeah.
now that I'm actually like willing to step into different things that are like not like I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing now, with even having a business or you know, I don't even know all the things, like paying taxes, like all kinds of stuff.
Okay. So where does consciousness come into your journey since you found access bars?
Yeah. So consciousness, I was saying before, and I think we had a technical meltdown. So I'll try to either, oops, sorry if I said anything again, but we'll cut it out.
Yeah.
Consciousness, I was saying like before, consciousness includes everything and judges nothing. And for me, it's been such a great, if I'm truly vulnerable with myself, uh, tool. Uh, I would say if I'm totally vulnerable with myself, like not judging me, not
Yeah.
judging others, not judging what I'm doing, not judging basically, my life catapults into places that I couldn't have imagined or figured out on my own. And so, you know, throughout my whole life, creating back through the time that we were talking, it was, I was creating more through a certain comfort zone that I knew. That was actually bizarre to anybody else. Everyone was like, why did you just go travel forever and move across the world?
It's bizarre for me as well. When I hear your stories of traveling in India, I'm like, whoa, dude.
I was like, but this was the most comfortable thing, fun thing
Yeah,
for me. Like something that I could do and that matched the energy of exploration for me. Oh,
yeah,
yes, it was outside of a lot of comfort zones, obviously, like certain ones, but it matched this like explosion energy for me that I
yeah,
just loved. And so now that is definitely still there. It's just like gotten on a greater level and I've added things. So like
yeah,
I love, you know, after I found Access, just asking questions has made it so much easier. And I've changed so much.
yeah,
I'm definitely not the same person as I was then, but I still get to have gratitude and like, wow, I did that. Now what else is possible? But adding the questions of Access that are literally just tools to help you navigate the universe,
yeah,
like navigate as an alien in a universe that's supposed to make sense but doesn't. Like what else is possible? How does it get any better than this?
yeah,
My favorite one before anything is how can this turn out even better than I ever could have imagined? And now
yeah,
I just ask these questions, and I don't really have to work as hard. I can work hard judging myself if I want, or doubting, or having fear. And believe me, I've done my fair share of that. But, you know, now knowing that that stuff's there just to stop me and I don't have to make it real if I don't want to,
yeah,
has kind of turned me into the alien I all like. I'm like a baby alien though, but like the alien I was, but never thought I could be. And now I get to like bloom as this big uncontrollable weirdo across
yeah.
the planet.
And changing the world doing that.
I'm playing with horses and animals and ghosts.
Exactly. Like, so if, I mean, going back to, when you were traveling, when you didn't have the tools of access, right?
Yeah.
What were some of the tools you would give to the younger you know, to not be anxious all the time? But, what is some of the tools that you would give as a tip to
Nothing
yourself?
clear entities. I think that would like
Yeah.
because
Talk about
what
that.
like for real, if I had the tools of that entities are real and they
Yeah.
live in Asia,
Yeah.
in India. Who knew? You know, I always kind of knew that they were real, but I didn't realize to the extent of which, like, whenever I'd land in a new place or I traveled with people and or met new people, and there was a lot of drugs and a lot of drinking
Yeah.
that people were doing in these like backpack trails, backpacker trails. And so I didn't realize that I also drank a lot to get rid of it because I'm like, oh, it smells so weird.
Yeah.
Okay, now let's dance. Um, and so if I had the tool of anything that's heavy or shrinks your world or makes you anxious is an energy, is an entity. I was just listening to Access.me last night or yesterday, and there's Raz on there was talking about how every single anxiety, anxious worry is a beyonds, like from the clearing statement, right, wrong,
Yeah.
good, bad, all 100 shorts, boys, poets, basics, creations, and beyonds. And so I was like, whoa, it's all implanted or explanted, like all these things. And sorry to get too technical on here if we, okay,
We'll
brain.
explain it. We'll explain it.
Okay.
It'll
Just
also
like,
be in the description. So
oh,
anyway,
good.
yeah.
Yay. So it was just like, wow, if I could tell myself, like, hey, you really don't have to put barriers up to the stuff that you're aware of. You can relax, you can clear entities, you can acknowledge that there's entities around, you can acknowledge that you're actually aware of other people's whole worlds and
Yeah.
universes. including all their problems. And so that thing of consciousness includes everything and judges nothing. Well, I don't look like, I don't think so. I don't think I'm going to judge that I don't look like a super judgmental person. But like every single doubt, stop, crunch, wall, barrier that you put up that you don't even know that you put up to things is an unconsciousness, is a judgment of something that it's either good or bad or right or wrong. Keeping out those, just the interesting point of view of the awarenesses you're getting, so you can't fully relax consciousness. If you were to include everything and judge nothing, those things could exist and you could relax around it. And I'm not saying I'm definitely not perfect now, but oh my gosh, the space from using that clearing statement and from clearing entities and from acknowledging what I'm aware of when I land in a new country, or just like, holy shit, there's a lot of, I'm aware of a lot, has made it so much easier to just function. Like leaving the airport, I used to have to like sit there and like rock back and forth for like a good 3 hours until I got a taxi or figured out what to do next. If I was alone, it made it easier when I was with people, but I didn't always want to be with people. So sometimes when I was alone, I was like, damn it, I'll go here eventually. But I didn't know that I was aware. And that happened throughout Access, because just because you do Access consciousness or you've hopped on the consciousness journey does not mean that all of a sudden you're going to be perfect and you're going to have no judgments and everything's going to work out great. No, it means to start facing, if you want to, being present with those things that you've been avoiding, those uncomfortable situations, the things outside of your comfort zone, so that basically, again, you can have total freedom and nothing controls you anymore, but you have choice with everything. And it's a journey. It's like a adventure. It can be, or if you judge it as something that needs to be a certain way, you're gonna kill the magic of it, or you're just not gonna have a good time. Like I still do that, guys. I still do that all the time, and I'll catch myself. And it's never too late to ask a question to open up a different possibility, even when you're stuck in judgment or everything sucks or the world is over or I can't go on. I might as well kill myself. Like you get to ask a question. You get to let that out and be that if you'd like for however long you'd like, and then when you're ready to change it, you can change it just through a question even.
Beautiful. Thank you, Alison. So to sum it up, anxiety is not what you think it is. So if you think it's like a diagnosis that you need, like, and I don't know, it's some disorder, it isn't. We have a very different point of view about everything that's going on with you. Anxiety is just heightened awareness. And everything that Alison spoke about, there's so many things that she actually spoke about. So if you keep listening to it, you'll get like different clues of how to create your life when you have a heightened degree of awareness. So it's not a wrongness. There's nothing wrong with you. You're just very aware. And if you had some tools to give you that information that you're just aware and that this is how you can work with it rather than cope with it, which is what you've been doing all this while, probably coping with it in a way that isn't kind to you, your body, your psychic space. So with Access Consciousness, including the clearing statement, which is right, wrong, good, bad, pod, poc, all 100 shots, voice, poets, creations, bases, and beyonds, can start removing that place where you're at the effect of the awareness, where you think, oh my God, I'm anxious and I'm wrong, to, oh wait, I'm aware. Okay, how do I use this to my advantage? And then you'll go create the life that you want, the way you knew should always be possible.
Yes.
And it can be easy even if you are an alien exploring this weird, wacky world that we live in. Oh, awesome, Alison. Thank you so much. This was great. There's so much in this. Please go listen to it. And I'm obviously going to call her again because, like I said, she works with animals, she works with horses. There's so many conversations that I can have with these aliens.
Other things you do too.
And yeah, thank you. And stay tuned for the next episode. We'll have someone some other alien who is
Thank you.
who's changing their lives and the world.
Thank you so much for having me on. This is so fun. And I just adore you.
See you.
Thank you for listening to today's episode. To know more, check out my website www.the-earthlings.com. To know more about Access Consciousness, go to www.accessconsciousness.com. If this contributed to you, do share and invite more listeners. And don't forget to subscribe. See you on the next episode.